Reddit is home to some of the most unhinged stories on the internet. We're opening the archives to a thread that actually saved a man's life. This is a sticky note mystery, and it's the actual definition of a real-life digital glitch. Back in 2015, a user posted an illegal advice forum because he thought his landlord was stalking him and entering his apartment without his permission. He wrote, "I found a yellow piece of paper with writing on it that does not look like my handwriting. It just said, 'Save our resources.' I thought I was just tired and forgot I'd done it, but then it happened again." He then started finding these little yellow notes everywhere, in the bin, on his desk, literally everywhere. He even went on to set up a webcam in his apartment to try and catch the intruder he thought was doing this. Every time he checked the files for the recordings, he seemed to find that they were corrupt and just weren't working the way he wanted them to work. People in the comments were actually terrified for him, telling him to move out, to call the police, to make a report. Until one random comment changed everything. He wasn't saying to call the police, he wasn't showing worry about an intruder. He didn't even say to contact a lawyer. He suggested a doctor. The comment from this person stated, "You might have carbon monoxide poisoning. It can cause headaches, hallucinations and severe memory loss. I suggest you go and buy a detector tonight." The person having these troubles went and bought a detector late that night. When they got home and plugged the device in, the alarm sounded straight away and the levels in his bedroom were actually lethal. He wasn't being stalked, he was slowly dying. His brain was blacking out while he wrote notes to himself. He was the intruder the whole entire time. Reddit literally saved this man from a DeadLink in what could have been one of the most lethal ways possible. But not every thread has a happy ending, which brings us to the next one. If you thought the last story was a miracle, well, this next one is a curse. There is a reason why this thread is legendary, and quite frankly, if you have a weak stomach, I suggest you skip to the next story in this video. This is the Jolly Rancher story. It started with a simple question: what is the most repulsive thing you have ever experienced? Most people said stepping in shit or finding a hair in my food. Then one user entered the chat, which changed the internet forever. He tells a story about his girlfriend. It's dark, things are moving fast, and he decides to pop a Jolly Rancher into his mouth during them doing the act. He accidentally loses the candy out of his mouth, tries to find it, bites into what he thinks is the candy before realising what he bit into was in fact not the Jolly Rancher. I'm not going to describe the crunch or what actually came out of that thing. All I will say is that it involved an emergency medical trip and an overwhelming smell that still haunts me to this day 10 years later. If you want to read the full context of what actually happened, it's under the thread called the Reddit's Hall of Shame, but do not say I did not warn you. We've done miracles and we've done nightmares, but this last one is the reason why people believe the term DeadLink is more than just something digital. In 2009, a Reddit legend passed away, but after he passed, some users went and checked his history, and they found something that nobody should have found. Hidden in the source code of his subreddits was a link to a website called LakeCityQuietPills.com. On the surface, it just looked like a shitty image hosting website. But if you took a look at the hidden text on this website, it was a job board, but not for freelancers, for operators. Users found calendar entries for discrete parties that weirdly enough lined up with big historical assassinations. The most famous one, a high-ranking Dubai official was taken out in his hotel room, and the job post on Reddit went live just a few days before this assassination happened. The quiet pills weren't medicine, they were euphemisms for a bullet. As soon as Reddit detectives started linking these posts to real-life crimes, the accounts were scrubbed clean and the website went dark. Was it just a massive LARP, or did Reddit accidentally host the biggest communication ring for hitmen? I will let you decide on that one. The internet doesn't forget, it just hides things better. If you want to keep digging in these archives with me before they shut us down, hit the subscribe button and leave a comment below saying operator so I know who made it to the end of this video. And I shall see you in the next archive crawl.